Last night, Madison Bumgarner took control of the game early and blanked the Padres over the course of the evening 3-0 as the Giants took game one, and it was Madison Bumgarner of old. Padres looking to bounce back in game two tonight of a four-game series. And on the Giants' first base will be Buster Posey tonight as he moves from catcher to first base. And against Clayton Richard, he is 12 for 32 in his career. 375 the average with 2 homers and 9 runs batted in. Eric Hosmer on the other side for the Padres at 303 against right-handed pitching with 7 home runs and 21 runs batted in. It's the Padres and the Giants in game two, and we welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. Don Orsillo along with Mark Grant. Welcome to Padres baseball. Well, tonight we will see Clayton Richard on the mound for the Padres, and certainly a guy who's been terrific since the beginning of May. And Mud, I know how much you love WHIP.
Yeah, you know, I'm not much of a sabermetrics guy, but there's a handful of sabermetrics numbers that I think have credence to a pitcher's success. One of them is WHIP, right? WHIP. Well, what's it stand for? Walks and hits per innings pitched. Now, when you look at this stat, Max Scherzer, I mean, the guy is unbelievable, right? Ross Stripling having a great year. So what this essentially means, Clayton Richard, per inning average, less than a base runner. That means not working out of the stretch. If, in fact, he gets a base runner, he's got that curveball, he's got that slider, he's got the changeup, he's got movement down the zone to where he can get a double play ball and erase those runners. Since May 8th, he has got the arm slot a little higher, more depth on the sinker and the slider, and it's definitely paying dividends for the Padres.
Tonight, Chris Stratton will be on the mound. He's got very good numbers against the Padres, but very good numbers in his last 4 starts, too.
You know what I like about Stratton is that he's not overpowering, but the fastball's got good spin. There's one for you. I like spin rate. He's got good spin on the fastball, but it's spin on the curveball as well. April 12th against the Padres, 7 innings. And with the abundance of injuries in the rotation for the Giants, this is exactly what Kurt Young, the pitching coach, and Bruce Bochy needed. Guys won 8 games, last 4 starts. He's throwing the ball really well. And once again, it's the curveball that he feels very comfortable with, throw it any time, to go along with that fastball that's not overpowering, but he'll pitch up in the zone to get some strikeouts as well.
Well, the Padres trying to put an end to this losing streak in game 2 of the series against the Giants tonight. Well, we come back on the other side. Mike and Mark will join us from the studio. Buster Posey is the topic. The All-Stars at first base tonight. They'll join you next.
in San Francisco, where the Padres are on the road again. And if it seems like they've been on the road forever, well, they kind of have. Let's take a look at the way they've been crisscrossing the country these past weeks. They started in Miami on June 6th before heading over to St. Louis and then Atlanta. You can see on this map here, they've been going back and forth, headed to San Diego after that for a quick 2-game set, and then back out to San Francisco, off to Texas from here before back to San Diego for only 3 games, then heading out again. In fact, between June 8th and July 8th, the team only plays 5 games at home and 23 games on the road. It's been quite a trip full of hotels and a lot of plane flights, but they are getting through it. And you can see here these road totals. Total miles, 8,789 in this jet-setting trip of theirs. Here's more from Kirby Yates and Travis Jankowski on how they're dealing with all this road travel.
A little bit of a grinder, but you know, you just kind of deal with it. It's crazy. We're on the road for so long. We go home for 2-3 quick days and we're, you know, right back on the road. So it is what it is. You just got to keep going and keep battling. And basically, you just do laundry and leave your suitcase open, put it right back in, and off you go. Pretty quick. You know, I haven't really unpacked for a while, so I'm getting pretty good at packing, I guess.
You know, the plane's always fun. Card games on the plane, movies on the plane, just catching up and getting to know guys better. So it's good team bonding. Strengthening this clubhouse a lot. It's already a strong clubhouse, so we got good team chemistry, and it's just going to continue to build.
And Kirby Yates is expecting another baby in the next few weeks. He might be on the road for that, so this makes it even more interesting these next coming weeks. Well, coming up, the Padres will be looking for some ground control from Mr. Grounder, Clayton Richard. He's on the bump tonight. Padres, Giants, first pitch coming up next on Fox Sports San Diego.
Casino, opening in 2019 is Saquon's brand new 300-room resort and hotel. By Petco, the pet company. And by Nissan. Get to America's best sales event at Nissan for big savings today. Shop ChooseNissan.com. We welcome you back to the Bay Area, where it is very comfortable here tonight. Not a cloud in the sky. And it's time now for the weather report, brought to you by your always sunny Honda dealers of San Diego County. 66 degrees, southwest breeze at 15 miles per hour, and the forecast clear for the remainder of the night. Well, ready to work here today. Don Orsillo, Mark Grant, and Annie Halbrun with you for game 2 of this 4-game series from San Francisco. Padres looking to snap a 5-game losing streak. First pitch of the ball game from Chris Stratton is going to miss, and we're underway. Travis Jankowski leading it off here and getting the start in right field as he takes the strike over the outside corner.
Yeah, it's time to wake up the bats tonight, turn it around. It's the beauty of baseball.
On the ground to deep shortstop. Brandon Crawford, off balance throw is going to be late. Infield hit for Travis Jankowski to get it started.
Well, you got to hold your pen, you got to hold your pencil anytime the ball is hitting the general direction of Brandon Crawford at shortstop. He can go to his right, he can go to his left, but the other side, the flip side, the speed of Travis Jankowski. Buster Posey over at first base tonight plays the big hop, but even the accurate throw won't get the speedy Travis Jankowski.
Oh, good start here to the first inning, and it brings up Will Myers. Will, who led off in last night's game in his return to the Padres. That's second tonight. Hosmer drops down to third as they check on Jankowski right away. Chris Stratton coming in with an 8-4 record on the year. Already has 8 wins. 4.22 earned run average. 16th start of the year for the right-hander. And a swing and a miss challenged him with a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Well, a 279 with a home run, 3 runs batted in, and hard to remember he's only played 11 games so far this year.
That's hard to realize, isn't it?
2 stints on the DL for Will Myers. This is sharply hit to short, throw to first, trying to double him off, can't do it. So Myers lines out to shortstop for the first out as we check out the Padres lineup tonight, brought to you by your San Diego County Toyota dealers. We've seen Jankowski and Myers. Eric Hosmer's coming up. He's at first base with Jose Perella at second base. Corey Spangenberg at third. Freddie Galvis at short with Manuel Margot in center. Rafi Lopez does the catching, batting 8th, and Clayton Richard, the pitcher, batting out of the 9th spot for Andy Green. 1 on, 1 out, and Eric Hosmer standing in. Hosmer batted second last night, batting third tonight. And glad to have Myers back. A little protection in the lineup now for Eric Hosmer.
Like to see that lefty righty punch. I should say righty lefty with Myers, Hosmer in that particular order. And once again, the Giants pretty much traditional defense on the infield. 2 on the left, 2 on the right. But Pablo Sandoval at third base, way off the line, kind of keeping close that 5.5 hole just a little bit to his left. He can dive that way to maybe snag a base hit.
Sandoval in his second stint with the Giants. Hosmer will take ball 2, 2-0. Did miss by a lot. Hosmer has been quiet lately. Last 6 games, 4 for his last 26. 154 average over the last 6 games. That's kind of coincided with his 5-game losing streak the Padres have had. Check swing foul over by the Giants dugout. They're housed on the third base side. Well, Chris Stratton on the hill tonight for the Giants.
Well, 27-year-old making his 16th start. Everything that the Giants have needed. He's won 8 games. And he keeps his team in ball games. Loves the curveball too. That's his best secondary pitch. Good spin, good control with it. He can throw it early for a strike and then bounce it late for the strike out.
Quick check on Jankowski, back to the bag. Travis has not tried to steal yet. Another check on Jankowski, able to cross over to get back to the bag.
The one thing that Bruce Bochy has got to be smiling ear to ear about Stratton. When you think about the injuries to Cueto, Samardzija, Bumgarner's back, but he was out for quite a while. His last start in LA, it was his 7th quality start, the most among Giants starters. I mean, that's a kid stepping up and giving an opportunity and taking that opportunity and running with it.
Able to beat the Dodgers in that start, allowing 1 unearned run in 6 innings of work. Giants, in fact, have won 11 of Stratton's 15 starts on the year. And look at the numbers for him in his 16th start of the season. And mentioned earlier, the 8 wins.
Yeah, how do you get that many wins? You keep your team in the game, like we mentioned earlier.
2-2. And a grounder towards shortstop. Brandon Crawford will go to second for 1. A bobble there. They do get the first out, but Hosmer will reach at first base on the fielder's choice.
Well, let's check out the Giants defense behind Chris Stratton. Giants defense brought to you by San Diego Cadillac dealers. In the outfield, left to right, Mac Williamson, Gorky Hernandez, Andrew McCutchen. On the infield, third to first, Pablo Sandoval, Brandon Crawford, Alan Hansen, I apologize. Buster Posey at first base, Nick Hundley behind the plate. Alan Hansen.
So 2 down, Hosmer at first and Jose Perella coming up. Tough night last night for Jose Perella. Looking to bounce back tonight.
It really was.
Running through the stop sign at third base and being thrown out at the plate. Then the miscue late in the game that led to a big run for the Giants. In there for a strike, 1-1. The base hit by Travis Jankowski that began the inning. 14 leadoff hits this year for the Padres, 11 of them belonging to Travis Jankowski. He was retired on the force out, 2 down in the inning, and Hosmer being held on at first base by Buster Posey. Swing and a miss. Fastball only 91, but by him 1-2.
Yeah, he's not going to light up the radar gun. He'll touch 91, 92, try to spot that fastball up in the zone. That's up around the SD on the chest, you bet. And he'll go a little higher, or he'll drop that deuce on you right on home plate.
Two balls, 2 strikes here to Perella. Corey Spangenberg waiting on deck. Spangenberg was off last night, but back in the lineup tonight. There are 2 outs though here in the first inning. Swinging a foul tip held onto by Nick Hundley for strike 3. Padres don't score. The Giants are coming up from AT&T Park. Now Clayton Richard hoping to be unstoppable tonight as the Padres take on the Giants in game 2 of the series. And we check out the scouting report for Richard.
Well, for the left-hander, 34-year-old making his 16th start, he pounds strikes and keeps the defense busy. Been doing well since May 8th. We documented that in our pregame show and our game open. The arm slot is higher, making good quality pitches. His whip under 1 since then.
Gorky Hernandez trying to bunt his way on, fouls it back for strike 1. Gorky Hernandez leading it off for Bruce Bochy's Giants tonight and getting the start in center field with Buster Posey at first. Andrew McCutchen in right. Rick Hundley. Nick Hundley does the catching.
Who's that?
Former Padres catcher Nick Hundley. Brandon Crawford at short. Mac Williamson is in left. Pablo Sandoval at third. Alan Hansen at second. And Chris Stratton is at first base. Hernandez at 282 with 8 home runs and 19 runs batted in. Hernandez, Posey, and McCutchen featured here in the bottom of the first inning. Richard coming in at 6-6 with a 4.31 earned run average. 16th start of the year for the veteran left-hander. In the air to right center field. Margot on his horse headed over towards right center, and he's not going to get there. Back to the 421 marker, very deeply into right center. Hernandez pulls it up with a leadoff double to begin things here in the bottom of the first inning. That is out there in no man's land in right center field, back by the 421 marker.
Triples alley, but Hernandez will gladly take the double. He went down and got a breaking ball. That's a curve ball. He stayed on that ball nicely. I mean, he wanted to drive it that way. Barrels it up, and we've seen Manuel Margot cover a lot of ground out there. There's no way he's getting this one on the fly. Holding him to the double.
So leadoff double here for Hernandez brings up Buster Posey. Posey hitting at 290, 5 homers and 26 runs batted in. Shifting over to first base with Brandon Belt getting at least the beginning of the game off. And with Belt on the DL for a while, the emergency appendectomy. Posey played a lot of first base, drives this one out towards deep right center field. Margot moving back, and he'll get there on the edge of the warning track, tagging and easily moving to third and rounding third is Gorky Hernandez with now 1 down. Another long drive out there to deep right center field.
You know what, Buster Posey, he's such a good hitter. And why I say that is because we saw it last night. Certain counts dictate certain swings and the way he approaches hitting the baseball. Even that one there. And it's almost as if he had the idea, okay, the worst case scenario, I'm going to make it out to the right side, but that one was up and he kind of inside out a little bit, taking it to the outfield, elevating it, enabling the runner to get to third base. His just whole hitting is really, really good.
Well, he gets the runner to third base with 1 down, brings up Andrew McCutchen, and the Padres bring the infield in. Like a pretty good pitch.
Yes, it did. That's exactly where Clayton Richard wants to be. With that breaking ball down and in to the righty McCutchen, heads up. Freddie Galvis and Corey Spangenberg on the left side coming at you.
24 hits this month for McCutchen, tied for 5th most in the National League. Hitting at 304 in June so far. Ball on a strike now to McCutchen. A little bit lower that time, but he got McCutchen to chase. 20 doubles on the year for him, McCutchen. That's tied for 4th in the National League. Overall, a .263 average from McCutchen coming in. 8 home runs. Most he's had in the big leagues, 31 home runs when he was a member of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Where he had been in his entire career prior to this season. Chopper left side, diving at third is Spangenberg. Looks the runner back and then throws out. Andrew McCutchen at first base, 2 down. Nice play by Corey Spangenberg at third base.
That's not an easy play. Cuts down the range, going to his left, and then playing the short hop. Great athletic position by Corey. Dives and catches it. Now frees the runner at third. He's not going anywhere. solid play. Freddie Galvis backing up, and then you see Freddie circling around towards third base, just to man that position as Corey was taken out of that play.
2 down here in the bottom of the first inning. Hernandez still at third, and it brings up Nick Hundley. As Hernandez doing some dancing down that third base line. In the dirt, gets away. Here comes Hernandez. And the Giants will strike first and jump on top 1-0. Likely a wild pitch scoring the game's first run.
Well, that's a shame. Clayton Richard was 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning, stranding that runner at third base. It's a curveball, looks like, and looks like Raffy did everything he could, try to position himself.
So 2 down, bases empty now. The infield backs up again, and count of 1-0 to Nick Hundley. Fouls it off to the right. 1-1.
Check out the Padres defense, brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. Behind Clayton Richard in the outfield, Will Myers in left, Manuel Margot in center. Travis Jankowski will be in right, infield third to first. Spansberg, Galvis, Perella, Hosmer behind the plate, Rafi Lopez.
On the ground to short at Freddie Galvis. 4 out, number 3, but the Giants strike first, take a 1-0 lead after 1. By your San Diego Honda dealers.
Well, trying to bounce back from last night's loss, 3-0. Rebound for Richard in San Francisco. We talked about the last time Clayton pitched here. 4 innings, 8 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned. He walked 4, and he's turned around since then. And wake up the bats. I wanted to go simple tonight. Last night, no runs, only 4 hits. Wake them up. String together some hits. Extra base hits. Homers even. I love homers.
1-0 Giants as we head to the second inning. And Corey Spangenberg leading it off here for the Padres. Spangenberg, Galvis, and Margot. Spangenberg sending one out towards left center. Hernandez is not going to get there. That's going to get down to the track in the wall. And heading for second with a leadoff double goes Corey Spangenberg to begin things here in the second inning. Well, Corey's got terrific numbers here in San Francisco. Always has. 356 career average at AT&T Park, and there's a double to get it started.
Now that's taking the ball the other way. Outer half at 83. Looked like a changeup from Stratton. He squared it up, and then it's fun to watch Corey run. That's an easy double for Spangenberg. Get him over, get him in.
Second straight inning, the Padres have had the lead runner on. We'll see if they can do anything with it here in the second. Freddie Galvis bunts at it and bunts it foul over by the Giants dugout. Ready at 241, 4 homers and 28 runs batted in. This 5-game losing streak, the longest losing streak of the year for the Padres. Meanwhile, the Giants are 22-12 at home. 10 games under 500 on the road. They're 16-26 away from AT&T Park. Giants have now won 10 of their last 12 here. So grounded by the mound out towards the shortstop Crawford, who throws in time to first base as Spangenberg takes third with now 1 away. Not hit hard, and having to charge that ball was Brandon Crawford.
And did you see Corey Spangenberg? He waited. He anticipated that Stratton was going to glove this baseball, then he was going to scamper back to second base. As soon as the chopper got over the glove, there it is, he goes. Slides just to play it safe. And there's no way a runner from second to go to third base if that pitcher gets that baseball. You're dead. Good read by Corey.
And 1 down, Spangenberg 90 feet away, and here's Manuel Margot, the infield in. Grounds one down the third baseline, that'll go foul. Look at the grass right up against the line here. It's different everywhere, but here in San Francisco, almost on that line, down that first and third base line here.
And you know what, Don? That's a bigger lip too.
It is.
You know, a lot of fields will have that grass. It's not going to be totally flush, but when you look at that, it's significantly higher than the dirt. And this seems to be a little bit thicker grass than other ball fields as well. Might be like you know, Kentucky bluegrass, California Sensimille blend.
Help slow it down a little bit.
Maybe
the infielders.
Yeah, throw it down a little bit. Yeah, absolutely. If you're a ground ball pitcher, you love infields like this.
Spangenberg at third, 1 out here in the second with the Giants on top. And Margot takes ball 2. A 2-hit night last night, both extra base hits, both doubles. Hitting at .316 since the middle of May. Two and two.
That's a little bit too over anxious right there. Stratton's got to prove to these hitters that he can throw the curveball for a strike. That one's in the dirt. I know it's easier said than done, but you know, 2-1. A little over anxious right there, I think.
Category the Padres have been very good in, and Margot as well. And he lines this to left field. That's going to get in and head to the wall. From third comes Spangenberg to tie the game. Manuel Margot's got himself an RBI double, and the Padres have tied the score 1-1. Well, he had 2 of them last night. This one drives in a run tonight to tie the game.
Now here's a different story. The curveball from Stratton. He wants it down and away, but he missed big time, and Manuel crushes this ball. That is crushing a mistake. His bat has woken up. 15th double of the season for Manuel.
So it's second base. Game tied 1-1, and here's Rafi Lopez. Lopez at 175 to start the game tonight. 3 homers and 13 runs driven in for the Padres catcher. So A.J. Ellis last night. Tonight it is Lopez. Of course, we've got a day game here tomorrow. Next 2 days, in fact, here. Games 3 and 4 of the series against the Giants. Strike call, 1-2. Runners in scoring position coming into this game as part of the 5-game losing streak. Padres have been just 2 for 33 with runners in scoring position.
Ouch.
During the losing streak. That is strike 3 over the outside corner, I guess. Second strikeout for Stratton, second out of the second inning.
Well, Rafi Lopez just got the bat taken right out of his hands. And this is Stratton trying to backdoor a breaking ball, and it's a ball out of his hand. Let's see if Brian Knight calls that both ways tonight for both pitchers.
Now 2 down, Margot at second base, and Clayton Richard 3 for 27 at the plate this season. And he had 111, does have a home run. It was a 3-run shot in Colorado. He has 3 home runs in his career, 10-year major league career, in which he has hit at 116 overall. That one get in on the kitchen there, and he grounds one very softly to Hansen at second base to end the inning. But the Padres get a run on an RBI double by Manuel Margot to left field. This game is tied 1-1 after an inning and a half from AT&T Park in San Francisco.
The last kind of month and a half than he's had before, and I think that's played really effectively for him. For those guys that have sat over there on his sinker away so often, now his slider's kind of playing off that same line, and he's been very effective throwing that, so that's been nice. And he's moved his fastball around probably a little better than he was even last year, so we're encouraged by everything he's doing, and every time he's on the mound, we're thrilled.
And that was manager Andy Green on starting pitcher Clayton Richard. And Richard is really one of the anchors of this rotation, along with pitcher Tyson Ross. Richard's pitched 94 innings this season, the most of any Padres pitcher this year. And in his last 4 starts, he's only allowed 3 earned runs or less in each of them. And he's gone at least 7 innings in 3 of the 4. So Don Mudd, when you look at a guy who can keep you in the game, and I know he's had trouble against these Giants before, but a pitcher who can keep you in the game, Clayton Richard is definitely one of them.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. It really helps out that he goes deeply into games on a regular basis.
Tyson Ross can do the same. He just didn't get any support last night because the Padres in their loss only got 4 hits. But the one thing I look at, Andy, and thank you so much for that report, good stuff, is that fewer hits than innings pitched at this point of the season for Clayton. You look at last year's, he gave up way more hits than innings pitched. And that's one of the stats that I like to look at. Fewer hits, that means you're not working out of the stretch as much. But this year he has really turned around since he has gone higher with the arm slot. And like Andy said, placing his fastball better. And that breaking ball, that slider.
Swing and a miss, and he strikes out Brandon Crawford to begin things here in the second inning. It's time now for the tools of the trade, brought to you by Ram Trucks.
We just saw one of those sliders, and that's the thing we're going to focus on in the toolbox of Clayton Richard. Higher arm angle, more depth to it. And it's not just throwing it over for a strike, it's quality strikes. With 2 strikes, what's the common theme here? Down and in at the back foot or at the corner of the plate, to where even if hitters make contact with it, it's really tough to keep fair. It's a devastating pitch.
On that last start against the Braves on June the 15th, used that slider a ton. Highest that he's used it in any outing. Defeated the Braves in the last start, allowing 3 runs, 2 earned in 6 innings. And he got some run support too. Padres won that game 9-3. Which with 1 out here to Mac Williamson. Did not appear in the ball game last night. Gets started in left field tonight for the Giants. 220 with 4 homers and 11 runs batted in. On the corner, nicely placed.
That's a great sinker right there at 88.
Battles back here, full count. Richard has struggled against the Giants. 1-1 in 2 starts this year, allowing 11 runs, 10 earned. It's ground ball right side. Perillo sliding to his left. For out number 2. 2 up, 2 down.
Talking about that slider out of the hand of Clayton Richard. He's thrown some tonight, so why not look at him again? Down by that back foot. Andrew McCutcheon, swing and a miss. And as a pitcher, once you get that feel for it, it's almost like you just see the sign, you see the glove, and bang. That's when pitching is fun. F-U-N, fun. Some kind of fun.
2 down here in the second. 5 in a row retired by Richard.
You know what I'm saying? It's like winning. It's like better than losing.
Sure do, Nuke LaLoosh. Pablo Sandoval getting some starts at second base, now at third. And this one fouled back. Of course, he was the regular third baseman for some championships here in San Francisco. Did not have a good stint with the Red Sox in between.
No.
Things did not go well there, but he has found a home here again. Returning to San Francisco last year, and finishing the year with the Giants. Richard elevating, not chasing was Sandoval. 2-2. Richard has not defeated the Giants since August 19th of 2012. Back, and a nice pick there by Richard, leaping off the third base side of the hill. He's able to take care of Sandoval. Nice play by Clayton Richard to end the inning. A lunging play at the end of his delivery to make the grab. It's a 1-2-3 second. It's a 1-1 game through 2 from San Francisco. San Francisco at AT&T Park on a beautiful night in San Francisco. And leading it off here for the Padres is Travis Jankowski, and grounding and foul outside the bag at first. And an infield hit back in the first inning. One of 3 hits in the game for the Padres. We're out hitting the Giants right now 3-1. Second time through this Padres order for Chris Stratton. Fouled off to the left out of play. Jankowski, Myers, and Hosmer here at the top of the 3rd inning. Line to right, and that's going to get in for a base hit for Travis Jankowski. He's 2 for 2 on the night.
Well, let's see if Travis Jankowski is put in motion early. Breaking ball. Curveball, speeds up his bat. Travis is aboard again.
Brings up Will Myers, who lined out to the shortstop Brandon Crawford in the first inning. Myers in his return last night 0 for 3 in the game will chop one foul outside of third. Well, the Padres hit 2 home runs in a single game. Tweet at Fox Sports SD using the hashtag #Hit2GetTo for your chance to win 4 new Hankook tires, brought to you by Evans Tire and Service Centers. Travis Jankowski at first base. An 0-2 pitch coming up here to Will Myers. And a ground ball sharply hit just outside the bag at third. So a couple of hard hit balls down there, but all foul. And Myers down 0-2. Stratton throwing strikes. He's thrown a total of 35 pitches in the game and 26 for strikes. For the first, and Jankowski crossing over to get back. Rolls it over foul by the Giants dugout. The Giants have won 6 of Chris Stratton's last 7 starts. Individually during that time, he's gone 5-1 with a 3.79 ERA for Bruce Bochy, giving up 16 earned runs at 38 innings pitched. Overall, the Giants have won 11 of the 15 starts for Stratton. Popped up foul off to the right out of play. Good battle here from Myers.
Yeah, Stratton going soft and then trying to throw that 91-mile-an-hour cheese by him upstairs. Those breaking balls he was pulling down by the bullpen and by the Giants dugout. The fastball over the Padres dugout.
Bouncing in and blocked by Hundley. No advance at first base for Jankowski. To center field. Hernandez going back. He'll get back there to make the catch in front of the warning track. Turns and fires back to the infield. Well, Myers got a hold of that, but out to straightaway center field where Hernandez had room for the first out of the inning.
2 balls off the bat of Will Myers tonight where he has hit on the barrel. Nothing to show for it. And the only thing to say there is keep swinging it, Will. It's not like he's getting jammed and breaking his bat, getting his kitchen for a weak ground ball. That's all you can do is laugh it off and get him next time.
One out, Jankowski still at first and brings up Eric Hosmer. Check on Jankowski, who got back easily. Now look at the lefty-righty splits for Hosmer. Only .218 against lefties. .303 against right-handers, though. And fouls this one off the right-hander.
Generally speaking, when you look throughout baseball, everyday players like Eric Hosmer, they're going to play 140 plus games, right? Generally speaking, those are the splits you're probably going to see.
Strike two. Hosmer didn't like it.
Pretty good pitch.
Says something to Brian Knight on the balls and strikes tonight. We'll get another look.
Good downward action. Good movement. Trying to bust him in.
Well, Hosmer generally likes to go the other way for the most part. 35 of his hits have been opposite field hits so far this season. Second most of any player this year. Just behind former Padre John Jay, who has 39 hits going the other way.
See if he goes upstairs to the fastball here or bounces a breaky ball in the dirt.
Softly grounded towards third base, and that ball is going to be a fair ball. And a base hit for Hosmer. Nothing that Sandoval could do with it. Let's let it see if it would go foul. It does not. Ends up right at the bag, and because of that grass being so close to the line, had no chance to go foul.
I was really surprised that ball did not go foul. Oh, this will give us a good angle. Line, dirt, right over the bag. It's an infield knock.
You thought it was going to go foul too.
Yeah.
Very gingerly getting down to first base and realizing that he was going to have to get there.
Yeah, got to go.
So Jankowski took second. 2 on 1 away for Jose Perella. Perella struck out swinging in the first inning. 1 of 2 Ks for Chris Stratton in his outing. Popped up back of first base. Buster Posey in foul ground makes the catch for out number 2. So Perella retired on the foul out to Posey.
You know, Don, I love spin rate.
I know you do.
I think it's a real thing. And we talk about curveballs in the spin rate. It's really simple. The more you spin an object, particularly a baseball, the more break you're going to get. Curveballs with 3,000 RPMs, revolutions per minute, right? Chris Stratton is number 2 at 199. Seth Lugo 218.
Two down, 2 on, and Spangenberg, who hit a double in the second inning.
Did you ever spin? Take a golf ball like on a countertop. You spin it just lightly. It's really not going to move a lot. You spin a golf ball really quickly on it's gonna move around on the table, all right?
A lot more break.
Yeah. Wind resistance up against the seams. Airflow through the top and the bottom. Bam. More spin, the better.
Can you teach spin rate?
I think it's something that I think you could try to help guys to do it, to try to spin it, but as far as I think it's something that you have or you don't. That's just my honest opinion.
Spangenberg back to the pitcher on a soft liner, and it's caught by Stratton. Nice play right back at the starter for the Giants. Padres will strand a pair. Game tied 1-1. Valley View Casino trivia question as we play along here.
I love trivia.
Mark Grant is a topic, really. Ended a game as a pinch runner once in his career. Who did he pinch run for? This will be good. Let me think about this. This one is fouled on. You pinch ran for somebody?
I had wheels.
Is this?
It was a real thing. It's not a mistake.
It's not a mistake.
No,
so you remember this?
I do.
It was more than once or just once?
Just once.
Just once. Okay. And were you a Padre at the time?
I was a Padre.
Wow.
And I believe it was, I want to say it was 1987.
7.
I got confirmation from the truck. It was 1987.
Let me ask you this without giving away the answer. Did you steal a base?
I did not.
No.
I should have.
Really?
Yeah. That's one thing, you know, as a pitcher, I was a horrible hitter, I'll admit it. Hitting a home run would have been great. I had no extra base hits. But the one thing that I wish I would have done is try to steal the bag.
Yeah.
Because I would have ripped that thing right out of the ground like Ricky Henderson said.
Yeah.
Today, I am the greatest.
Now Alan Hansen leading it off here in the 3rd inning for the Giants. Trying to think of these circumstances. This one is on the ground to shortstop. High hop for Galvis. Nice play. Dug out on the other side by Hosmer for the first out here of the 3rd inning. Was the runner that was supposed to be running hurt?
No.
No. So this was a move.
Let me just tell you this.
Yeah.
If the guy I pinch ran for, I can beat him in a race by 30 lengths.
Today?
Back then even.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then it made sense then.
In a 100-yard dash, I would beat him by a good 30 yards.
One out here in the 3rd inning. Chris Stratton, the pitcher, batting.
Ooh.
Broken bat. Grounder back to Richard, who makes the play and eludes the bat. Flips to first to retire Stratton. 2 down. It's time now for the Kia Drive to Success. Lowest opponent average since May the 13th. Hitters hitting only at 193 against Clayton Richard. Mike Fultonevich, who we saw in Atlanta, they're hitting just 163 against him. Scherzer, Lester, and Montgomery also on that list. Pretty good list.
Once again, we've said it a few times, but changing the arm angle, more depth on his pitches, throwing quality strikes, as Andy Green mentioned pregame. He's dialed in.
Always keep an eye on those ground ball outs when you're talking about Clayton Richard, whether or not things are going well. He is 2 2/3 innings deep, and he's got 6 ground ball outs already on the night. Falls behind here 2-0. Second time through the Giants order here, and Gorkys Hernandez, who doubled in the 1st inning. Grounds 1 to 3rd. Into the grass was Spangenberg, and his throw is high, but Hosmer is tall. That'll end the inning. It's a 1-2-3 3rd, and the game tied 1-1.
doing some really good things, and I think like yesterday when I was putting the lineup together for Bumgarner, my first instinct was to ride him at the top, but he's settled in so comfortably in that 7 spot that I haven't wanted to make an adjustment with him. Like it's been such a push for us to get him going that once he's gotten going, it's seemed prudent to leave him alone and let him do what he's doing down there in the 7 hole. I do think sometime in the near future you're going to see him probably back towards the top against left-handed pitching in particular.
And that was Andy Green on Manny Margot, who's on deck for the Padres right now. And you know, it's interesting. He started in the leadoff spot this season, but he struggled. He's been struggling in this sophomore season for him. And so they moved him back, like Andy said, to that 7 spot. He's been getting a lot more comfortable. He's also been working on those mechanics with Matt Stairs. We've talked about that in previous broadcasts. He's really been working on getting that swing right. And so all of this has helped him. And he's gotten a lot more confidence, guys. You see him feeling better at the plate. You see him smiling a lot more. You can tell that he's really owning that a lot more. So we will probably see him move back up, as Andy said. But for right now, they're liking what he's doing later in that lineup. Don Mudd?
Yeah, Andy, he's kind of gone back to being Manuel again. That smile ear to ear you see every day. You didn't see there for a while. And certainly just going through his struggles of his second year. And it's back again, and so is he. Very good offensively, and tonight off to a good start, too.
I think Manuel's very accountable, and that's one of the things you have to love about him. He's not one of these kids that if he's going to fail, it's like, oh, okay, well, whatever. No, he wants to get better. He's made the adjustment with Matt Stairs in his stance.
I'm a big Manuel Margot fan.
I love the kid. You know what? I talked to him in the clubhouse yesterday. I said, hey, Manuel, Don and I are going to be out in the beach section again next homestand.
Yeah.
And he just smiled. He goes, really?
Yeah.
He goes, are you going to yell at me again? Because remember I was yelling to him last night? There's Matt Stairs and Travis.
Yeah, we were showing him where the ball was at one point. Remember?
That's
It was
right.
in right center.
That's right. He's a great kid.
He's going to bat second here in this inning. Padres batting in the top of the 4th, tied 1-1. Ready Galvis will lift this into foul ground. Sandoval makes the catch for the first out of the 4th inning. It's time for the top tier play brought to you by Arco. Manuel Margot coming up with a big hit, a double in the second inning that would score Corey Spangenberg and tie this game 1-1. His 3rd double of the series. 2 last night and 1 so far tonight. And we are tied up 1-1 with 1 out here in the 4th inning. And Margot getting his second look at Chris Stratton. The RBI incidentally for Margot was his 18th of the year. Interesting, in Andy's report that Andy Green said they're going to leave him down here for now in the 7th spot. I guess you just don't mess with it if it doesn't need fixing. I mean, he seems to have come together here offensively. Just leave him where he is for now.
Did you just say come together?
Yes.
Because it's Beatles night.
It is Beatles night.
Very apropos that you say that.
I noticed a lot of Beatles stuff going on here between innings. Fly ball headed to center field. Gorkis Hernandez will move over to left center and handle out number 2. So 2 away here in the 4th, and I've noticed at night here the ball does not carry very well.
You hit it right on the head.
Seems to die out there.
Well, you know it's odd as well when you look at the flags out in right center field. The wind's blowing straight down. No wind at all, and that's very rare here.
Wonder how differently it'll play here tomorrow, the day game. Grounder foul off the bat of Rafi Lopez.
You know, I think day games here from past experience, you don't know which way the wind's going to blow here.
Kind of swirling effect.
Yeah.
Lots of sailboats out there tonight. A beautiful night.
Ahoy polloi. Somewhere out there, Judge Elihu Smales is sailing his sloop.
Swing and a miss by Lopez, and he's down 1-2.
I asked you this before. If you had a boat, what would you name it?
That's a good question. I don't remember what I said.
The Don Diego.
Probably Don Diego, but something. I don't know. I have to think about that.
I could just see with like the scarf and the captain's hat. The double-breasted blazer.
One of your shirts that you traveled on the road. 2-2. In the air to left field for Rafi Lopez. Williamson isn't going to get there. It's a fair ball. Off the wall and heading for second base easily. Standing with a 2-out double goes Rafi Lopez.
Another swing that's not an overswing, and Rafi Lopez knows the stuff of Chris Stratton. Fastball, curveball. Let's see if this is it's a fastball away. 91. Boy, that's good hitting by Rafi. Front foot was down. He drove it that way. He tried to pull that ball. It's the old 4-3 play.
Lopez at second, and now Clayton Richard taking a hack at that first pitch, fouling it back.
Oh, he would love to drive in that run with 2 outs.
Elevated the fastball at 91, and it's 0-2. Stratton with 2 strikeouts in the game. Struck out Perella in the first inning. Lopez in the second inning. A little bit high. 1-2. And the crowd wanted it. Sure, Stratton wanted it. Tie game here, 1-1. Padres have Rafi Lopez in scoring position. Lopez, incidentally, with 5 extra base hits this year, now ties a career high, set with Toronto last year. There is strike 3 to Richard. Well, they leave Lopez at second base. 3.5 done, tied at 1. Valley View Casino trivia question. Aha. I think I know the answer already. Mark Grant entered a game as a pinch runner, amazingly enough, once in his career. Who did he pinch run for? Bruce Bochy, 7th inning of a Padres Cardinals game, July 18th, 1987. You remember the circumstance at the time?
You know what? All I can remember, I was sitting on the bench. I was a starter at the time, and I had my running shoes on. And all of a sudden, Larry Bowie yells, Boch got on first with a walk or a base hit, whatever. And he says, hey, Mud, go run for Boch.
Okay.
You know, I got my jacket on, take off I got my runners on. So I run out there. I say, Boch, you know, he sees me coming out. Pick me up, Mark. Head back to the dugout. And I'm not sure what inning it was. It had to be late.
7th inning.
So maybe they wanted to go with, you know, put Benito in there. That was Benito's rookie season. I was traded in July that year. So right after that, my first pitch running appearance.
There's some more details for you here. Is leading it off. Buster Posey will take a pitch inside. Okay, so you pinch ran. Yeah, you did pick up Bochy at first base.
Randy Reddy at second base.
Yes, John Kruk followed with an RBI single, and you went first to third.
Sorry about it, going from first to third in my runners.
Padres won 4-3 in the 10th on a walk-off single by Chris Brown.
Yeah.
And the Padres manager at the time, Larry Bowers.
Yeah.
You were correct. 1-1 pitch is fouled off. Memory's pretty good.
Well, you know, I can just see myself slipping and sliding in my running shoes running second base.
No spikes? You couldn't go back? You didn't have time?
No, didn't have time.
Didn't think you were going to be pinch running that day, I bet. Or ever. Strike 3 call, and Posey doesn't like it at all. Spins out of there with his second strikeout for Clayton Richard. One down here in the 4th inning.
Well, you know what? Stratton has been getting some calls off the plate. So home plate umpire Brian Knight has been consistent. Yeah, Buster's got a gripe. Rafi Lopez had a gripe back when he struck out looking in the 2nd inning. It was a backdoor breaking ball. So it seems like Brian Knight has been consistent with that ball off the plate just a little bit.
McCutchen fouling one off down by the shoe tops. Getting his second look at Clayton Richard. Always enjoyed playing San Diego over the course of his career. Highest on base percentage versus any opponent since 2015. Third in that category. .491 on base.
You know what's amazing about that stat? All those years he's been out of the division with the Buccos, playing the Pirates. Obviously now in the West with the Giants, but you know, usually when you see a number like that,
One-two pitch coming up. And a drive down the left field line. Struck pretty well, but headed towards foul ground, and it's a foul ball. Long drive down the left field line. Ten in a row retired by Clayton Richard right now. A pretty good stretch. And a swing and a foul tip staying alive. There's Andrew McCutchen with one down here in the 4th inning. Well, earlier this year, Andrew McCutchen did homer off Clayton Richard at Petco Park. One of the 8 home runs Andrew McCutchen has in a Giants uniform.
yeah, he'll crush a mistake.
McCutchen now, Hundley waiting on deck. And a fly ball sent foul down the right field line into the seats. Total of 7 ground ball outs for Clayton Richard through 3 1/3 innings. Working with 1 out here in the 4th, and second time he's dealt with McCutchen. Next pitch will be his 50th of the night. Chopped up over the mound towards short. Freddie Galvis on the run around the bag at second, and the throw in time. Nice play by Freddie Galvis. That's a great play by Freddie Galvis.
Oh, Freddie. Work that Guante. The chopper. Now he's got some work to do. And then the short hop. The flip throw. Nice stretch by Hosmer. Freddie Galvis ended up in shallow right field after this play.
Nice stretch, too.
That's awesome.
It was a great stretch by Hosmer on the other side. 2 down here in the 4th inning. $11 in a row retired by Richard, but he's had some help from his friends. It's ball 1 to Nick Hundley, former Padre catcher. Grounded out to shortstop in the 1st inning, 0 for 1. Season against the Padres doing some damage. .533 batting average, 8 hits against the Padres in 4 games.
Yeah, didn't he have a walk-off last time when you were here?
Yeah, here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, it's got to be a walk-off.
Yeah.
Couldn't be a Petco. This one is in the air to left field. Back goes Myers onto the track to make the catch. That will end the 4th inning. 12 in a row retired by Richard. Game tied 1-1. All right, Mike Pomeranz and Mark Sweeney. We head now into the bottom of the, actually the top of the 5th inning with the game tied 1-1. That's Travis Jankowski leading off another inning. 3rd time in this game he's done that, and led off the 1st with a single, led off the 3rd with a single. 2 for 2 on the night. 2 of the 6 Padres hits, out hitting the Giants 6-1 in the game. Padres have left at least 1 runner on in every inning so far. They've left 5 men on through the first 4. And on the grass at 3rd is Sandoval in case Jankowski entertains any thoughts of bunting, and he's not bunting. He's driving one out towards left center field. Hernandez headed over. Coming from left is Williamson to make the catch in front of Hernandez for the first out of the 5th.
Enhance your next game day experience with the MLB Ballpark app, the official Petco Park app. Access and manage your tickets, enjoy check-in offers, exclusive content, and much, much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today.
Will Myers getting his 3rd plate appearance of the game. Lined out short in the 1st, fought out to center in the 3rd. 0 for 2. Two quick strikes in there, poured in by Stratton. 0-2.
That's a good yacker from Stratton. Well, Will has hit the ball very, very well twice tonight.
Now Stratton 6 innings last time out against the Dodgers. 7 innings the outing before that against Miami. Close pitch, called a ball. 2-2. Fly ball to right field. McCutcheon headed over towards the warning track, and on the track in front of the wall by the 309 marker, makes the catch for out number 2. Got a fairly long way to go, but he gets over there to make the grab on the long fly out to right. That short porch and right. 2 down here in the 5th. That'll bring up Eric Hosmer with the bases empty here in the 5th inning. Grounded into a fielder's choice in the 1st, reached on an infield hit in the 3rd. And not much of a breeze to speak of here tonight. Pretty unusual. Hosmer lines one foul now towards the bullpen area.
You know what's great about this view from our press box? When you look across the bay through left field, the reflection of the sun off those, what looks like little bonfires out there on the hills, doesn't it?
Very pretty.
Isn't it? It's awesome.
And if you look to the right of the scoreboard here, over there is the Coliseum of the Oakland A's call home.
Yeah.
Not nearly as nice as AT&T Park, but it's over there. We can see it, and we'll be there in a couple weeks.
That's right.
Part of the 2-2, 2 at home against the A's. We just completed on the last very brief homestand, going there for the 4th of July.
Sorry about being independent.
1-2 pitch. In tight, and it's 2-2.
You know, this scheduling, it reminds me, I think it was 1988. The Houston Astros were on the road for 29 straight days because the RNC was at the Astrodome.
Right. Yeah. On the ground by the mound. Hansen will round behind it. He throws in time to get Hosmer. And it's a 1-2-3 5th inning for Stratton. We're halfway through, tied 1-1. Good game tonight, tied 1-1. Well pitched both sides. Clayton Richard for the Padres. Chris Stratton on the other side for the Giants. And coming up here is Brandon Crawford to lead it off in the bottom of the 5th. Crawford a strikeout victim for Richard in the 2nd inning. Clayton has now retired 12 Giants in a row. Gave up a leadoff double to Gorkys Hernandez in the bottom of the 1st inning. Has not allowed anything since. This one fouled off, or is it? That's going to be a fair ball, and out is Crawford. Stayed fair. This hugged the line. Crawford never ran. And applying the tag is Rafi Lopez jumping out there quickly. So 2 unassisted on the putout of Crawford.
That's what you have to do. Play it through. Let the umpire make the call. Let's go to the pitch, though. Tops it. Remember, it's where the ball is touched, not where it hits first off the bat. And Brandon Crawford cannot believe it.
So that's a ground ball out, and you can count 9 of them right now for Clayton Richard.
Yep, he grounded out to the catcher.
Now Mac Williamson getting the start tonight in left field for the Giants. Grounded out to second base in the second inning. Now Richards had a tough time against the National League West, trying to reverse that trend a little bit. That's the NL West, 1-4 with a 7.80 earned run average. But the other divisions, other leagues, everybody else 5-2 with a 2.67 ERA.
Seems like the West.
Oh, he went. Yeah, went around.
Yeah.
Pat Hoberg, first base umpire.
You're learning.
That might have been a triple if he made contact.
I think you're right.
Well, the only thing I can think of in that regard is that you're playing some very good teams in the NL West.
That's true.
You're talking about 3 teams who were in the postseason last year in your division.
Yeah, Colorado's in the division. That's a given. And also, Clayton would be the first guy to say, you know what, I need to make adjustments. He's that type of guy.
Strikeout number 3 for Clayton Richard as he gets Williamson.
Looks like a slider. Yes, sir.
About 14 in a row retired by Richard. 2 down here in the 5th. And it brings up Pablo Sandoval. Grounded back to Richard in the second inning and takes strike 1. Sandoval coming in hitting at .281, riding a 4-game hitting streak and hitting at .357 over the last 4. A lot to be said for comfort. And Sandoval just comfortable playing in San Francisco. It's where he started and where he had so much success. Just didn't enjoy playing anywhere else.
It's a different animal there on the East Coast, isn't it?
Yeah, he's not one of the guys that kind of thrives on that kind of stage. Some guys don't. It's not for everybody.
Right.
Come to the Giants in a time where they've really needed somebody who's pretty versatile. He can play second, can play third. Grounds one this time to short, and Galvis with a good throw that will end the 5th inning. We played 5 innings tonight at San Fran, tied 1-1. Baseball brought to you by Petco, the pet company, and by Cadillac. Visit your San Diego Cadillac dealers today. and by Hyundai. Get a great deal, more than a great deal, on all new Hyundai vehicles. See your Hyundai dealer today.
Don's friends coming in from the East Bay.
There are some party boats going on out there beyond the right field fence.
And I've got some advice for you.
What's that?
Any of those guys that you saw with Hawaiian shirts?
Yes.
And even got them tucked in, don't trust them. Trust anybody who tucks in a Hawaiian shirt.
Does that include the Bahamas as well?
Yes.
Tommy Bahamas?
Yes.
Yeah. Never tuck it in.
Never.
I don't, but I'm just curious if that's okay. If you were to,
well,
no, huh?
Not enough shirt.
Jose Pirela grounds one right side. Hansen from the outfield grass will throw out Pirela for the first out of the 6th inning.
Both pitchers finding a groove. One taxing inning for Stratton. That was in the 2nd inning when the Padres scored their only run. Clayton Richard is, wow. After that leadoff double, the run scored, he's been perfect.
One down for Corey Spangenberg. Only 64 pitches for Clayton Richard, who's retired the last 15 in a row. And it's strike one to Spangenberg. Just that leadoff double by Gorkys Hernandez. He's retired everybody else. Hernandez would move to 3rd on the flyout by Posey and then score on a wild pitch.
I know that hurts, doesn't it?
It really does. Sharply to first and diving is Posey. He'll flip and it is in time to get Spangenberg. What a play by Buster Posey, the catcher, over at first base, making a diving play at the line. The only question was Stratton, the pitcher, going to get over there in time? See if the Padres are going to challenge this.
I just wish Corey wouldn't have, as we take a look, slide into first base. I think he's safe.
Padres are going to challenge, and I'm with you.
I don't think Stratton even found the bag.
Yeah, he was on the bag.
Was he?
But it was after, I think, Spangenberg got there.
Oh, yeah, he's safe, I think.
You know, the Padres are challenging. Spangenberg on the bag or near it at first base. Whose foot gets there first, and it is safe, is the call. Been overturned. So Spangenberg aboard at first base with one down.
That was a beautiful play, though, by Posey.
That's a 2nd hit for Corey Spangenberg this game. And he's aboard with one down, brings up Freddie Galvis. On the grass at 3rd is Pablo Sandoval. Slap foul off to the left out of play. Galvis has grounded to short and fouled out to the 3rd baseman Sandoval. Base hit by Spangenberg breaks up a string of 5 in a row, retired by Stratton. Now works from the stretch with 1 out and 1 on here in the 6th inning. To right center field, McCutchen moving over. It's not going to get there. It drops for a hit. Spangenberg reads it very well and goes first to 3rd on the base hit to right field by Galvis. And the Padres have runners at the corners with 1 down.
Don, you said it. Great recognition by Corey Spangenberg on first base. As soon as he saw this baseball off the bat and he saw it going down, he recognizes that McCutchen, Hernandez, no way that they're going to get that baseball. Okay, kind of holding up a little bit. Read the outfielders. Read the outfield. Got to go. And with his speed, easily into 3rd base. 2 times tonight where Corey has read the ball off the bat very well.
1st and 3rd, 1 down, and Margot Batting for the third time, 1 for 2. He doubled back in the second. Oh, bouncing in, nicely picked by Hundley in the backhand there. So going to get some action here in the Giants pen for the first time tonight. Ty Block going down there to start warming up, the left-hander. Spangenberg at third, Galvis at first, 1 out in the inning. Ball and a strike now, and that's a pitch that appeared to be outside. Padres last night 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position, 1 for 7 tonight. That's ball 2. Barella grounded out to begin the inning. Spangenberg with the infield hit to first. Galvis with a single to right, first and third, 1 out. Clanks off of the catcher. Hundley didn't know where it went, and now he fires it into center field. From third comes Spangenberg, and to third goes Galvis. Ball that got away from Hundley and taken off right away aggressively was Galvis. Hundley throws and throws it away, and the Padres take a 2-1 lead. Wild pitch, E2, and the Padres with a 2-1 lead.
Okay, the ball in the dirt right off the grill. Nick Hundley has difficulty, right, and then he rushes it. It might have been one of those plays where it probably better just to hold on to it. You got moving targets at second base as well. Everything working out for San Diego right there.
Infield in all the way around, and a swing and a miss for Margot. Full count.
You know what? That's not a good 3-1 swing on a pitch like down and away like that. That was clearly have taken a ball.
Stratton up to 92 pitches in his outing. Margot fouls it off down the right field line, out of play. Galvis 90 feet away with another Padres run potentially. On the ground and through the left side, a base hit for Manuel Margot, and Galvis will score, and the Padres take a 3-1 lead. Margot trying to make it a double, and he is going to be out at second base trying to stretch it. Trying to take advantage of Williamson, who's kind of nonchalantly getting it back into the infield, but they do nab Margot at second base, but he'll get credit for a base hit and an RBI that has the Padres on top 3-1.
Infield in, just hit it hard on the ground. I mean, this ball was placed perfectly where Sandoval doesn't even offer at it. Crawford not even close.
Now brings up Rafi Lopez, who has struck out and doubled. And Margot with his second hit, second RBI of the night. Rafi Lopez struck out looking in the second, doubled to left field in the fourth inning.
You've got a 5-point night working right now, right? Pick the stick.
Let's see. Double for 2, single for 3, 2 RBIs for 5. Yes, 5.
You're sitting pretty good right now.
So far, so good. You got a lot of baseball left.
Good for you.
Ground ball down to the first baseman, Posey. He'll take it himself to the bag and end the inning. But a 2-run inning for the Padres, who take a 3-1 lead. Now, Willie Mays served in the U.S. Army from 1952 through 1953. Went on to have 3,283 hits, 660 home runs, over 1,900 RBIs in his 22-year Major League career. NL MVP, and this is impressive, 1954, then 11 years later, in 1965, was MVP again in the National League and inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1979.
Yeah, that's the one thing that jumps out at me as well. I wish I mentioned all the time how jumping the Wayback Machine, get in touch with Mr. Peabody, and go see Willie Mays play at the height of his career. To say, hey, kid.
Well, Hansen going to ground one by the dive of Spangenberg. Galvis has got it. His throw is in time. Nice play again by Freddie. Well, and Hansen has got pretty good speed. Retired 6-3.
Here's the thing about Freddie. He knows when to use the hose, right? There are times when it's a sharply hit ball and you're going towards first base. You can kind of just get it over there. But as you mentioned, Hansen runs well. Watch how he gets it and then get rid of it with something on it. Gets him by a half step. Perfect.
One down here in the 6th inning, and it brings up a pinch hitter in Austin Jackson. Batting here for the pitcher, Chris Stratton. Had been 0 for 1, grounding back to the mound.
So getting back to that Willie Mays thing, here's another thing that impresses me, or what could have been. He was in the service 52, 53. In 52, he only played in 34 games. 53, he did not play because of military service. He was 22 years old. Imagine how many more home runs, possibly at least 40, right? Probably.
Yeah. Swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. Austin Jackson striking out. That's strikeout number 4 for Clayton Richard. 2 down. Now coming up in the middle of the 7th inning, be sure and stay tuned for the Arco game break with Mike Pomerantz and Mark Sweeney. Clayton Richard has now retired 17 batters in a row. Has 11 ground ball outs and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning with Gorkys Hernandez coming up.
Tell you, Clayton's got the blinders on. You know the racehorses, they got the blinders.
He's locked in.
Yeah, they come around that final turn, they see that finish line, and all of a sudden, man, they can smell it.
This is pitch 71. The only hit he has given up is to the guy at the plate, Gorkys Hernandez. Back in the 1st inning, a double that started the night. Here's the breakdown for him by inning. Close pitch and framed for a long time there by Rafi Lopez. Trying to get the call from Brian Knight, but evens at 2-2. 4 strikeouts for Richard. And a grounder to third and over the glove of Spangenberg down the left field line. Hernandez headed for second base. Throw will go there, but Hernandez slides in with a 2-out double. Breaks up a string of 17 in a row retired by Clayton Richard.
Got his ground ball. Ooh. Did you see that hop?
That's pretty nasty.
Yeah.
Almost ended up in his face.
Yeah. And you know what? I was this close from saying maybe he should have got in front of that one. If he did, I hope he has a good dental plan, because that ball came up on him big time.
2 down, runner at second. Buster Posey 0 for 2 and taking ball 1. Jumping up and heading down the line to start to warm up is Adam Simber for the Padres. Looks like you're going to have double-barreled action here. As all kinds of action. Jose Castillo also about to start throwing alongside Simber. This is to shallow left. Myers was deep, but he's coming in to make the catch. It'll end the inning. So Gorkys Hernandez left at second base. We're to the 7th, 3-1 Padres. The first inning on this wild pitch on court. Incoming and scoring was Gorky's Hernandez, put the Giants on top 1-0. This double would drive in the Padres' first run of the night at the top of the second inning by Manuel Margot. Spangenberg scores, and we were tied 1-1. And a wild pitch and an E2 would lead to another run for the Padres. They jump on top 2-1. Throwing error charge to Nick Hundley. And then Manuel Margot again with the infield in drives this through the left side. Galvis would score, and that's where we stand here. Going to the seventh inning with the Padres on top 3-1. Clayton Richard batting for himself to begin things in the seventh. And a wild swing and a miss for strike one against the new pitcher. Ty Block into the game now for the Giants.
Well, Ty Block has started 12 games this year for the Giants. Kind of a swing guy. Was moved to the bullpen after his May 27th start. Once again, the injuries taking place for this Giants ball club. You talked about guys who were hurt in rotation. Bumgarner, Cueto, Samardzija.
Rolled over foul. 0-2 here to Richard. Was batted twice tonight. He's grounded out to second base, and last time up struck out swinging.
Sinker, changeup, curve, and a slider from Ty Block.
Little bloop to shallow left. Williamson coming in, diving, and he will make the catch in left. Mac Williamson diving head first to make the grab before it hits the grass. On a flare to left field by Clayton Richard for the first out of the seventh.
See what type of jump that he got out in left field. Did he hold his ground a little bit? Extension, commit, tuck and roll. Hangs on. That's a beautiful catch. Once you sell out, you better make sure it stays in that glove, or at least you keep that ball in front of you. It's a really nice play by Mac Williamson.
One down here in the seventh. Travis Jankowski batting, and we'll take the breaking ball in. Travis a two-hit night. Single in the infield to short, single to right for flying out to left field. In the last inning, the Padres had double-barreled action in Simber and Castillo. Now nobody warming down there in the pen, and Richard leading it off in this inning. Pitch count pretty good shape. 75 pitches through the first 6 innings for Clayton Richard. Fouled off down the third base line. Well, now time for the Lowe's whole team together. Ty Block into the game, and Giants with a 2.76 earned run average so far in June. And he's got a 0.60 individually. Giants playing better baseball, and largely because of the work they're getting from their pitching staff. It's the lowest team ERA in the National League during that time. Swing and a miss for Jankowski as he strikes out. 2 down in the seventh inning. First strikeout for Block. It is the 4th strikeout for Giants pitching.
So a different look now for these Padre hitters. Lefty on lefty. Looks like a changeup down and in.
2 down for Will Myers. Chris Stratton, the starter tonight for San Francisco, in 6 innings, 9 hits, 3 runs, 2 are earned. Didn't walk anybody and struck out 3. On the hook in this one right now, coming in individually at 8 and 4. But it's the Padres on top 3-1 with 2 down here in the 7th. Corey Guerin headed down there to start to warm up for the Giants now.
Corey, when you're done, give me the ball.
This one slowly rolled down the third baseline. Sandoval racing in, bare hands, and no play. Will Myers with the infield hit just dribbled down that third base line. And his first hit since his return to the Padres comes with 2 outs here in the 7th inning.
Well, we know that Will Myers has got some decent speed, and when you have a chopper like that, now you've got to deal with Sandoval. He's very athletic. Bare hand. Yep, sometimes the best play is no play. Keep him at first base. Tried to make the perfect throw. Next thing you know, he's standing at third base after you throw that ball down the line.
So 2 down, Myers at first, and it brings up Eric Hosmer. Soft toss over. Myers back without a problem. First base runner to reach here against Ty Block coming in the 7th. Hosmer 1 for 3 in the game. He had an infield hit to third too back in the 3rd inning. Fouls it off to the screen. 1-1. Block over on the extreme first base side of the rubber. Left-hander way over there against the left-handed hitter in Hosmer. And Hosmer grounds one sharply to the shortstop, but it's played by Crawford, who goes to first for the out. That ends the inning. 7th inning stretch, 3-1 Padres. Timeout for our Arco game break with Mike Pomerantz and Mark Sweeney.
These Giants for his 7th inning of work. He has thrown the slider very effectively tonight. Some swings and misses. And look at the location. Down and away, pinpoint control. He's gotten grounders. He's gotten strikeouts. He's thrown a lot of them tonight. 28 sliders. And you break down the percentage, 37%, which is a lot of breaking balls. But why not? He's getting good results. And as Don mentioned earlier, 17 in a row at one point before that double. And it was back. It was the doubles were bookends, right? And same guy, Gorky Hernandez, the leadoff for the Giants in the 1st, and he broke up the 17 in a row with the double in the 6th.
11 ground ball outs to this point for Richard, as McCutchen leads it off here in the bottom of the 7th inning for San Francisco. And McCutchen has grounded out to third, grounded out to short. There's 2 plate appearances on the night. This one headed up the middle and into center field for a base hit. It's on the ground, but finds its way into center. 3rd hit of the night for the Giants. Lead runner on in the bottom of the 7th for the Giants, and here comes Andy Green. And Simber up, had Castillo up again, and he's going to make the change. With nobody out here in the 7th inning, only 79 pitches tonight for Clayton Richard. And Andy Green to make the change. 3-1 Padres. Back in the box. Come try Jack's new triple cut premium burgers with a custom blend of sirloin, chuck, and brisket. Only at Jack in the Box. By Kona Brewing Company. Enjoy a Big Wave Golden Ale or Longboard Lager today. And by Tough Shed. Configure your dream building at toughshed.com. Back in San Francisco, Adam Simber, the new pitcher. Pitch hitter is Brandon Bell with a runner at first. And Bell will take ball one away.
I wish, kind of surprised Clayton Richard's still not out there. The way he's throwing the ball, only giving up 3 hits.
I'm stunned, to be honest with you. 79 pitches thrown.
I think he had a lot left. So here we go. Enter Adam Simber, the right-hander. Different look now. Really different look. Enters his 31st game. A lot of punch-outs. So giving up 1 home run this year.
Falls behind 2-1 here to Brandon Bell. Started last night's game, coming off the bench tonight to pinch hit. Represents the tying run. He's got 12 home runs on the year, along with 35 RBIs, a 304 average. Go to first, and back in plenty of time is McCutcheon. Jose Castillo warming in the Padres pen, while Corey Guerin is warming in the Giants pen. 2-1 to Brandon Bell. Shoots it foul, and it evens at 2-2. As Castillo looking on, he's ready. Should they need him?
You know, with the way Clayton can work the ground ball, you get a double play.
Swing and a miss, and Belt strikes out as Simber gets him for the first out of the 7th inning, and here comes Andy Green again.
Well, with the new look Simber out there against left-handed hitting Brandon Belt, he's starting with a high fastball. He's trying to stay away from him. Both at 87. Up and in, kind of straightens him up a little bit. There's the one pitch where Belt could have probably done some damage, and then he makes him fish up and away for the strikeout.
So another pitching change here as Castillo's on his way in. 3-1 Padres. Three to 1. Padres have the lead. 1 out, 1 on, and Jose Castillo, the new pitcher.
Really good splits for the young left-hander. 091 against lefties, 167 righties.
It's Crawford to pop it up. Third base way. Spangenberg foul ground by the dugout. Will make the catch for out number 2. Here comes Andy Green again. So Simber gets an out, Castillo gets an out, and he's going back to the pen again. With 2 outs here in the 7th, the pitching change, and Craig Stammen will be coming in. 3-1 Padres. Another pitching change as in comes Craig Stammen.
So the third time through the lineup, Andy Green going with the matchups, righty, lefty, righty. Enter Craig Stammen, his 32nd game. Adam Simber got his guy out, Brandon Belt. Castillo came in, 3rd of an inning, got his pop up. Now Craig Stammen with a runner at first base.
Mac Williamson, the batter, and on the right side. Williamson has grounded out to second and struck out swinging. Leadoff single by Andrew McCutchen. That was off Clayton Richard. And Stammen becomes the 4th pitcher of this inning. Now the Padres are one of the better bullpens in the National League. 3.38 ERA. Diamondbacks on top in that category. 2.52 ERA collectively for their pen. Swing and a miss on a 2-0 pitch and a 92-mile-an-hour fastball.
Great two-seam action down and in.
Lead off first base for McCutchen. He's not tried to steal at any point. And a foul ball makes it 2-2.
Well, that two-seamer from Craig Stammen on righties is really tough to square up and keep fair.
McCutchen single to center to begin the inning. A strikeout of Belt, a foul out by Crawford. Now Williamson with a count of 2-2. Runner goes. Pitch is going to be a ball. Throw down is not in time. Stolen base. Andrew McCutchen getting into scoring position.
You know, from our vantage point, looks like this ball nearly is just right over the head of Craig Stammen. The one hop's got to go up, go down. Thought that Pirela may have blocked the bag with his knee. Not the case. He gets the hand in there safely.
Three and two the count now to Mac Williamson with 2 down. Low for ball 4, and down to first base goes Williamson. Tying run headed to first. So Stammen walking the first batter that he faces. First and second, 2 away, and Pablo Sandoval coming up.
Big time different splits for Pablo. From the right side, 161 average. From the left side, 315.
More action in the Padres pen. Kirby Yates is running down there as we speak. There he goes. Ball 1. Sandoval grounded back to the mound in the second, grounded out to short in the 5th. And a conference at the mound now as Rafi Lopez headed out to talk to Stammen.
Okay, Giants trail by 2. 2 runners on. I know their main objective is multiple base runners here to keep this inning alive, but I think Pablo's got one thing in mind. He's got one thing in mind.
Take it out of the yard.
That could work to the advantage of Craig Stammen. He gets a little too froggy on a pitch, maybe some good movement down the zone. Hits one right into the ground. Go the short way.
Sandoval has 6 home runs on the year. On the ground, right side into right field, a base hit. McCutchen being waved around. Throw is going to be cut off, and it's a 1-run game. Pablo Sandoval with an RBI single to right. Tying run 90 feet away, and Williamson is now at third base.
And like I said, multiple base runners is what they want. Pass it on to the next guy with 2 outs. Sandoval hitting from the left side, 315. He pads that average. First and third action with 2 outs for the Gigantes.
First and third, 2 down, and Alan Hansen coming up. That run, incidentally, is charged to Clayton Richard. Unfairly so. First and third, 2 down. Hansen will take ball 1. So line on Richard, 6+, 3 hits, 2 runs, didn't walk anybody, struck out 4 with 79 pitches, and at one point retired 17 in a row. And 11 ground ball outs, and was lifted from this game after giving up just a single to begin this inning. The 1-0 to Hansen. Fly ball headed to left field. Myers started back. Now he's coming in. And Will make the catch that ends the inning. Giants get closer as they get a run. It's 3-2 Padres. All right, thanks very much, Mike and Mark, as we play along here to the 8th inning. Corey Guerin, new pitcher now for the Giants.
Sinker slider. Works slowly. His 31st game. Boy, kind of high splits too. I mean, righties at 246, but lefties hit 390.
Jose Perello leading it off. Down 0-2. Other changes for the Giants. Brandon Belt stays in the game at first base. And moving from first to behind the dish is Buster Posey. And pitcher Corey Guerin ahead 0-2. Perello fouls it off, stays alive. A tie block went an inning, giving up a hit, no runs, no walks, struck out a batter. For Stratton, went 6 innings, 9 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned. No walks and 3 Ks. Currently on the hook right now. Padres holding on to a 3-2 advantage as the Giants got a run back in their half of the 7th inning. In the air to center field. Gorkys Hernandez makes the catch for out number 1 of the 8th inning. They'll play day baseball tomorrow here from San Francisco at AT&T Park as the Padres and Giants, and Jordan Lyles will be on the mound. 2-4 with a 4.46 earned run average. Matched up against Andrew Suarez. 2-4 with a 4.70 ERA. We'll get you started at 12:30 with Padres Live for Game 3 of this 4-game series. The next 2 will be played during the daytime.
Baseball under the sun.
1 out for Spangenberg. Sends one to center field also. Hernandez going back, carrying pretty well to the edge of the track for out number 2. Spangenberg gives it a ride. 2 down here in the 8th. Going to bring up Freddie Galvis with 2 outs here in the 8th inning. Kirby Yates still warming in the pen. My guess is he'll be coming on here for the bottom of the 8th inning. Again, that area, the Yates/Hand area of the game. Over the grass at third is Pablo Sandoval. Galvis takes strike 1. Guerin's coming in throwing strikes. He has thrown 6 pitches, all for strikes. To center field. Back goes Hernandez, and he'll make the catch again. All 3 putouts by the center fielder, Gorkys Hernandez. 3-2 Padres.
we're really coming on strong. We had a good May. We're going to try and continue it through June. Pitchers are going out there doing their jobs. The bats are starting to come alive a little bit. I think the sky's the limit for this team.
Tune in tonight for a brand new episode of Padres POV as Lisa Lane goes to SeaWorld with Travis Jankowski and his wife Lindsay as part of a special animal edition of Padres POV.
3-2, Padres have the lead to the bottom of the 8th inning. Kirby Yates into the game. They say pinch hitter in Joe Panic. Panic batting in the pitcher's spot. Yeah, taking strike one from Kirby Yates.
Well, Kirby is putting together a great first half of the year. 29 innings pitched, only 17 hits and 3 earned runs. You count them, 3. That works out to a .93 ERA for the right-hander. Fastball, breaking ball, split finger.
Simber went a third, Castillo a third, Stammen a third. The run that scored was charged to Richard, who started the inning. 1-1 to Panic. And a foul down the left field line, out of play. Center fielder Manuel Margot well over to left center. Lots of room out in right center. Panic 1 for 1 with a solo home run in his career off Kirby Yates. Faces him here to begin things in the 8th inning. And there's a line drive for a base hit into right center. Joe Panic aboard to begin things in the bottom of the 8th inning with a leadoff single.
Not an easy task. I know it's righty on lefty, but Joe Panic coming off the bench there. Get a clean single up the center of the diamond off a really good relief pitcher in Kirby Yates.
Yorkis Hernandez, who had a good night tonight against Clayton Richard, the only Giant that did. Doubled in the first and scored. Doubled in the 6th inning. Got 2 of the 5 Giants hits on the night. Showing bunt, pulling it back on a pitch upstairs. Mendez getting the start in center field again tonight for the Giants. That's now with the heart of this order coming up behind him. Buster Posey waiting on deck. Two and 0. He's trying to bunt the runner over to get him into scoring position. Give Posey and McCutchen each a chance to try to get him in.
Yeah, the hard bunt to Corey Spangenberg playing at third base. You can go that second base route to get that lead runner.
Tried it again, but it's up high. 3-0. May not need to bunt. And on the grass at third is Spangenberg, anticipating the bunt. See if they take it off here. 3-0. They do, and he takes the strike. Seemed surprised. Hernandez thought it was up. Lead at first for Panic. That's strike 2, full count. Hernandez can't believe it.
First of all, it's a legitimate strike.
Yeah, it is.
And secondly, you know what really ticks my hide? Pitcher reacts like that when an umpire makes a call. Guess what? Umpire takes off the mask, starts yelling at the pitcher out in front of home plate. A hitter does that, nothing's done.
The off pitch coming up here with Panic at first base. They'll check on him and he dives back safely. Hernandez fouls it off down the right field line, out of play.
How about a double play ball here?
Joe Panic pinch hitting to begin the inning, signaling to center. Getting that lead at first base, 3-2 coming again. Swing and a miss, and he struck out Hernandez. Big strikeout for Yates, coming back after he was down 3-0.
Great battle by Kirby. Payoff pitch. Fastball riding up and in at 95. Good luck trying to square that one up. Grab some pine.
1 out, 1 on, and Buster Posey coming up. 0-for-3. But all that was against Clayton Richard. Posey is flat out to center, struck out looking, and flat out to left. Padres closer has made his way to the pen. And about to throw his first warm-up pitch. A 1-0 to Posey. In the dirt, smothered by Lopez. Center fielder Manuel Margot for Posey to go the other way. Margot over towards right center. Lots of green grass out in left center. Posey fouls it off, 2-1. Single by Panic started the inning. The strikeout of Hernandez. Now a 2-1 pitch coming up to Buster Posey. Popped up in the infield, right side. Perella calling. Comes in at the lip of the grass to make the catch, 2 down.
Kirby Yates. Let's go back to that at bat. Hernandez, 95 up and in, right for the strikeout. Look at this pitch here, up and in, and Buster can't do anything with it. That's a home run in a phone booth. Big out for Kirby Yates.
2 down. Panic still at first base. Brings up Andrew McCutchen. Did a single to center field to lead off the 7th inning. Came around to score the second Giants run. Strike 1. Action now in the Giants pen. Pierce Johnson warming in the pen. Throw over and back to the bag is Panic. On a strike now to McCutcheon.
Pumping the fastball into the righties, Kirby Yates is. It's set up that split finger fastball. Fastball's in, straighten them up a little bit, maybe for a strike, then bang, trap door.
This one will get away, and Panic will take second base. Right through the wickets there for Lopez, and it gets back to the backstop. Panic gets to second base on the wild pitch.
Splitter, way out in front of home plate.
Two down, runner at second, potential tying run. In scoring position now for the Giants. Foul back, 2-2. It's a pretty good rip at that 95-mile-an-hour fastball. 20th pitch of the inning coming up here for Kirby Yates. McCutcheon strikes out. Yates gets him on the high fastball at 95. Giants leave a runner at second base, and the Padres will take a 3-2 lead in the ninth inning as Yates strikes out McCutcheon to end the inning. Margot in this game, as Margot getting the start in center field, doubling in the second inning to drive in a run. Later single in the sixth inning, driving another run with the infield in. Freddie Galvis scoring, and the Padres enjoyed a 3-1 lead. Margot was thrown out at second base, trying to stretch it into a double. And he's coming up to lead it off here in the ninth inning. New pitcher on for the Giants, as Pierce Johnson now in the game for San Francisco.
Who is Pierce Johnson? Well, he was recalled from AAA Sacramento on Tuesday. Made 3 appearances for the River Cats at AAA. 2.08 ERA. Very nice numbers. Fastball, breaking ball. Kind of a little two-seam movement on that 94. Four-seamer, cutter, and a curveball.
Well, Margot showing bunt, pulls it back, takes a pitch high, 2-0.
That was the cutter out of the hand of Johnson, and when it's up in the zone a little bit, doesn't cut quite as much, and that can spell trouble.
There's a strike, 2-1. Now Margot will be followed by Rafi Lopez. And then the pitcher spot due here in the top of the 9th inning. Looks like Hunter Renfro's got a bat in hand on the top step of the Padres dugout. Looks like he'll be pinch hitting. That is ball 3. Just missed outside on a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Foul back, full count.
This copyright telecast is presented by the authority of the San Diego Padres. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and constant descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres. Giggity.
Payoff pitch coming to Margot. And that is ball 4. Down to first base goes Margot, on to begin things in the 9th inning. Let's revisit our keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Rebound for Richard in San Francisco. Remember the last time that he was here, 4 innings, 8 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned. Well, tonight, very, very good job by Clayton Richard. Quality start. Wake up the bats, 10 hits, 7 singles, 3 runs. And hopefully this is one of those innings, Don, to where you get multiple base runners and maybe the wheels come off for the Giants so you can clear a crooked number up in the top of the 9th.
Lead runner on brings up Rafi Lopez. Rafi tonight has struck out, doubled, and grounded out. Sandoval anticipating a bunt. In on the grass at third, and a swing and a miss for strike 1 for Rafi. No bunting there. Swing and a miss, 0-2. 95 on that fastball from Pierce Johnson. Padres have doubled up on the Giants in hits. San Diego at 10, San Francisco with 5. Grounder foul outside of first, kind of a start and stop for Margot at first base, like he was trying to time Pierce Johnson. As Lopez fouled it off, and we'll do it again here. 1-2. Brandon Belt holding on Margot at first base. A little closer that time, but Margot back. Step and a dive from Margot back to the bag. Another check. That one not as close as the one before. Ball and 2 strikes here to Rafi Lopez. Ball 2. Ball 3. All of a sudden, Johnson has gotten a little wild here after getting ahead of Rafi Lopez. Full count. With Hunter Renfroe ready to pinch hit, waiting on deck.
See if he goes, trying to stay out of a double play here. Johnson thinking probably the same thing. See if the Manuel Margot is going to give anything away over there at first base on that throw over.
Ball 4, and he walks Lopez. So he got ahead of him. 1-2, ends up walking Rafi Lopez. Back-to-back walks to begin the 9th.
World Cup action continues tomorrow on Fox. It all kicks off when Belgium squares off with Tunisia at 4 a.m. Pacific. Then it's a pair of games in the group of death as Korea takes on Mexico and Germany faces Sweden. It's all tomorrow on Fox. Stream it live on the Fox Sports app.
Now they've called back Hunter Renfroe, who is going to pinch hit. It's now Matt Caesar with 2 on, nobody out here in the 9th inning.
I think you bunt him over right here.
Caesar at 188, a home run, 6 runs batted in.
And he handles the bat well on the bunt too.
Caesar lays off, ball 1. Margot walked to begin the 9th inning. Lopez walked, 2 on, nobody out. Caesar gets it down. Belt will look at third, have no play, then fire to first for the out. Thought he was going to be able to get Margot, the lead runner, but could not, then spun and fired to first. With Hansen, the second baseman, covering, and the sacrifice complete. Nicely done by Matt Caesar.
Perfectly executed. That's exactly why he was sent up there. He can control the bat well on a bunt. He's got speed, and this one right here, Belt was thinking about it, but get the shore out at first base.
So Will Smith is going to be coming into this game. Second and third with 1 out. 3-2 Padres. The pitching change from AT&T Park. Pitching change here for the Giants. Enter Will Smith into the game.
Well, Bruce Bochy wants to stop this right here and now, and this kid's been throwing the ball really well. Has allowed just 2 earned runs in 22 innings of work. It's over 21 games, .90 ERA. Opponents just hitting one of their last 22 with 14 strikeouts.
And Renfroe going to pinch hit here for Travis Jankowski. Second and third with one out. And that's ball one from Will Smith. And Pierce Johnson walking the first two batters of the inning before the sacrifice by Matt Caesar. 3 home runs on the year for Renfroe. In there for strike 1-1. Renfroe with a look back. Pitch hitting this year pretty good. 4 for 7 with a home run, 6 RBIs for Renfroe. First had the grand slam against the Cincinnati Reds. Pinch hitting. Fouls it off to the right and is down 1-2.
That's the four-seamer. Will Smith also throws the slider, curve, and sinker. Tough to get on top of that high fastball there.
Swing and he got a piece of it, fouling it off. Still 1-2. Renfroe now. Myers will be next year. Padres trying to grab an insurance run in the top half of the 9th inning. There's Myers, who got a hit his last time up. First hit in his return to the Padres everyday lineup. 1-2 to Renfroe. Swing and a miss, and Renfroe strikes out. Gonna have to throw him out, and Posey does for the second out of the 9th inning.
There's that breaking ball in the dirt with 2 strikes. Boy, nice block by Buster Posey. After manning first base majority of the game, he straps on the gear and does a nice job of smothering that one, completing a 2-3 put out.
Intentionally walk Will Myers, the no throw kind. That'll load the bases now with 2 down, and look at the lefty-lefty matchup here against Hosmer instead. Hosmer 1 for 4 in the night, a single infield hit to third base back in the 3rd inning. Big swing for strike 1. May have gone. Yes, he did. 0-2. Jerry Davis, crew chief, third base umpire, said he offered.
He most definitely went on this.
Well, they're standing here in San Francisco. (0-2) to Hosmer. Bases loaded. Reaches out and sends it into left center field for a base hit. Margot will score. Here comes Rafi Lopez. 2 big runs for the Padres who take a 5-2 lead. Nicely done by Eric Hosmer with 2 strikes on him. Just flips it into left field, and the Padres lead it 5-2.
Work that magic shillelagh, Eric Hosmer. In the hole, 0-2. Did you see? He just, like you said, he just flicks that bat out there. It's not even a full swing. Beats the Giants defense. Hard holding back the smiles. JJ's loving it. Matt Caesar's loving it. Who's not loving it?
Now Jose Pirela with 2 on. And a swing and a miss at a high fastball at 95. So the 2 walks that started this inning to Margot and Lopez come back to haunt Here's Johnson, who's charged with the 2 runs the Padres have picked up here in the top of the 9th inning. Now ground ball base hit into right field for Perella. From second base, Meyer's going to try and score. Throw will go to third. Run will score. And now you got a couple guys hung up here. Sandoval is going to go to first base. And Belt's going to run him back. They have got hung up.
Go to third.
And Perella will be out of the baseline to end the inning. 2 runs in, though, for the Padres, who take a 5-2 lead. 3 runs in for the Padres, who take a 6-2 lead. Bottom of the 9th inning, big top of the 9th. Time now for the Bill Howe play of the game, and it's really plays of the game. It's the outing tonight by Clayton Richard.
He pitched a gem. Mentioned it earlier in the telecast where the last time here in San Francisco really wasn't favorable for Clayton Richard, but he worked the ground ball. He got his strikeouts. He got some help from his friends defensively. At one point in this ball game, he retired 17 in a row. He pitched a gem. And you can almost say after Clayton Richard, Don, that it has been a bullpen night. Getting to this point, enter left-hander Brad Hand.
No longer a save situation, but trying to nail it down here in the 9th inning. Brandon Belt leading it off for the Giants. Matt Caesar stays in the game, takes over in right field. There's a Padres hit for Travis Jankowski, who had been in right. In tight, 2-0. A 3-run top half of the 9th inning, and a huge 2-out 2-strike hit for Eric Hosmer. Drove in 2. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-1. Good fastball at 94 by him. Inside, 3-1. You got Belt and Crawford and Williamson scheduled to bat here in the inning.
I think the swing of last half inning for the Padres was 0-2. Eric Hosmer's got to protect. Just putting the bat on the ball, avoiding the strikeout. Half swing, one-handed. Finds the hole on the left side, drives in 2. That was huge.
Payoff pitch coming to Brandon Bell. Pops it up, shallow right. Pirello's second baseman calling and catching on number 1 of the 9th inning. 1 down in the 9th for Brad Hand, and that'll bring up Brandon Crawford. Now Crawford 0 for 3, has struck out. A little number in front of the plate thrown out by Lopez, and has fouled out to the third baseman. Strike 1. Center fielder Manuel Margot over towards left center. Gap out in right center field right now for Crawford.
It's really going to be tough for him to pull the baseball, especially if Brad Hand throws that fastball at 96 away, that breaking ball away like that. Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. Jerry Davis agrees. 0-2.
Give him left field. You don't want to throw anything over middle in, something he can yank. You want to stop this Giants team right here, right now. Quick inning. Freddie Galvis was just positioning Will Myers. He's moving over more towards the left field line now with 2 strikes.
That in mind, kind of expected that slider. And here 1-2 of Crawford with 1 out in the 9th. Off, almost off the hand, I think, to the shortstop Galvis, who fires to first. And there are 2 outs in the 9th inning. Seemed to change direction as it's headed back towards Hand. And it's going to go 1-6-3 for out number 2. And Brad appears to be okay. Not sure where it got him. Might have been on the glove.
Yep, a little bit off the webbing there.
So 2 down in the 9th inning. Mac Williamson, the Giants' last chance here. Williamson grounded out in the 2nd, struck out swinging in the 5th, and walked in the 7th inning. And they'll skip in 1-1. Clayton Richards started this game 6+ innings, 3 hits, 2 runs. Didn't walk anybody, struck out 4. In line for the victory, coming in individually at 6-6 into this game. 1-1 pitch to Williamson. That is strike 2. Williamson didn't think so and is now down 1-2. 40,456 were on hand here tonight. 44-5-6. 1-2 pitch from Brad Hand. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and the Padres win. Now Brad Hand has a 1-2-3 9th inning, and the Padres hold on to win it 6-2. Their 5-game losing streak comes to an end tonight as they take game 2 of this 4-game series. Once again, the final 6-2 San Diego. Padres Live is next. Mike Pomeranz, what's in store?